Crouse.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much.
So you're off to Fantasia. Have you been before?
No, I have no idea what to expect. I hear it's just amazing, and I'm very excited. But
Have you been to any of these sort of like fan conventions before, or because they are different? The fans there are different. They're going to be like grabbing at you a little bit.
Oh no, I'm okay with that. I'm completely all right. I was just at Comic-Con last week, so that was awesome, and I was in South Africa about 2 weeks ago for something, and the fans were just insane there in a great way. It's very loyal, so I'm enjoying it. I don't mind.
Yeah, it's a much different kind of fan base, you know, and they do feel like they know you a little bit because they probably read everything there is online about you and they've seen you in the film. So it is a much different kind of thing than just someone who would see you in a film that wasn't like a genre-based kind of film, I think.
Yeah, they do. You know, I do feel that way, and with myself, at least, I'm very interactive online on my Facebook and my Twitter, and I chat back and forth. It's not something that I just do. I keep my fans updated. They do feel like they know me. I do chat back. It's not one of those things where I'm like, they ask a question, I answer them. Right. And, you know, right on my lunchtime, I Facebook 2 people who are from here, fans, and I'm going to meet them. I'm going to buy them a drink at Remy's, yeah.
Wow. You just blew 2 fans' minds.
I called them yesterday. I said, you know what, I have you on my Facebook, and I want to take you guys out for drinks, so I'm meeting them at my lunch. So, yeah, it's just so I'm all for it. I love being interactive with fans, and it's cool that they feel like they know you. And you know what, people are going to read stuff online, and I'd rather be that person, and they know me well enough where they're like, no, Jackie's not like that, you know?
Well, I think also, I mean, you can control it a little bit more. You can control what's out there if you're responding to it immediately.
Yeah, I'm a very honest person. It's like, and I know people say, oh, you know, I'm down to earth. It's so cliche, but it's like I'm really down to earth in a way that I'm very open-minded. Nothing can really freak me out unless you like kill a child or if like you hurt an animal. Then you'll see me go nuts. But nothing really phases me. So no, I'm who I am. Yeah, it's fun.
So nothing really phasing you probably came in handy when you were first reading the script for Final Destination 5, and because you have, and this doesn't give anything away, you get killed twice in the movie, and both in kind of spectacular ways. What was your first thought when you saw this thing come across your desk?
Well, it was actually hilarious because I've been a huge fan of Final Destination. The first one I was like 10 years old, and I've been a fan for years. So I was actually working on another project, and I found out that Final Destination, they were making another one, and they're auditioning people, and I said, I have to audition for this. I just have to. So I put it on tape at 6 o'clock in the morning. I booked it at lunch while I was on set, and they said, we want her to come to Vancouver within a week. And usually, like a movie, you need like a month of prep, but I was doing stunt training. I was, you know, with the laser eye surgery, but I had no idea. So then I get the script. And you know,
so you didn't know?
I didn't know. I'm a huge fan. I'm a horror freak. I love it. So I know people sit and they digest it and read a page. I went to my death scene immediately, and then I read it. Yeah, laser eye surgery. How the hell are they going to do this? Are they going to CGI? There was actually a speculum going into my eye. That's insane. There's no way. There's no way.
And was there in real life?
Yeah, that fear. That we shot from 6 p.m. to 9 o'clock in the morning, and we numbed my eye. They put that speculum in and out of my eye probably 70 times.
Is that really okay? So in the scene, when we're watching the scene, you're strapped to a table and a head vise and thing, and then there's a screen behind us in the corner. That is really your eye, because I assumed that it was a different thing shot at a different time.
That's my eye. Really? That's my eye.
Wow. How uncomfortable was 12, 13, 15 hours of
It was very intense because you have to be emotionally there, but luckily that fear and that pain, I gave it my all. We shot, it was a few days of shooting, but that speculum, like the night shoot was like, that was the longest all night, numbing my eye nonstop. So me being very uncomfortable and squeamish and very vulnerable very, very freaked out. That's me. Like, that is, how could you not be when somebody's constantly putting something in your eyeball and you don't know what's going to happen?
It's the most vulnerable part. I mean, there's, I guess, lots of vulnerable parts of you, but your eye, because you see it coming, there's nothing you can do it, and no one ever touches your eye. Like, you get, you're used to having people touch other bits of you, but no one ever touches your eye. So it's equally or doubly squeamish, I think.
Well, yeah, it is. I'm that kind of person who I didn't like, putting Visine in my eye. I'm so awkward. It like goes on my face. It's, so it's a sensitive area. Anything could happen, especially I'm freaking out and I'm trying to claw to get the hell out of the head vise. Anything could have happened. Luckily, there was a doctor always on set. But, like I said, your eye is vulnerable. You don't know what could happen. You don't know what. So that fear is me. All me.
So you say you've been a fan of these films since you were about 10 years old. What is it, do you think, that has kept these movies going? Because they're a huge amount of fun. And the audience that I saw it with yesterday was sort of flip-flopping back and forth between laughing hysterically when something really awful would happen and going, oh, that's so gross. It's that feeling, and for me, it was just that feeling of sort of, just letting it go, just having a good time. Is that it? Is it as simple as that, do you think?
I think it's so weird. We're all twisted. That's the answer. We're all twisted. And there's a strange macabre to death, ever since gladiators and Romans. We like to watch people die
in really twisted,
ways. And we like watching people die from, you go to YouTube and you see how many hits of somebody getting hit by a car. But with Final Destination, it's all about, and I love this because it kind of brings you back to the old movies where it's the suspense. But it's shock and awe. It's not like, the suspense, what's going to happen. So you're enthralled and you're so into it. But then in the end, you get that shock, something does happen. It's not just a door slamming. Like you have that once in a while, you go, but when you have too much of it, you're like, when's something really going to happen? So it brings the audience in. So I think it's like that show, 1,000 Ways to Die. There's actually, I believe it was, not full of Isaac's death, but with the acupuncture. Somebody actually died with acupuncture falling off of a table. Well, she was addicted to her phone, and her neck was hurting, so she put her phone down, and she had to get acupuncture. Never got it. Put her phone down. Phone rang. They had no idea. I saw it. They had no idea that someone actually died that way. So there's these little chilling nuances to these deaths, so it's depending on your fear. It's like you like to watch. It's a little. I'm afraid of it, but I want to keep watching.
I hope I don't go in a stupid way. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine? I fell off a table and I got an acupuncture needle through the head.
I know that'd just be awful. It's just like, wow.
Everyone's like, oh, stupid.
Oh, that's just dumb. What was he thinking? I know. I at least want to go some way cool, some way easy or very cool.
Asleep. Go to bed, never wake up. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
Or if I'm really wasted or something.
Have you seen the film with an audience yet?
No, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow at Fantasia. Yeah.
That'll be a trip. Because honestly, the crowd that I saw it with are jaded, awful film critics, right? Mm-hmm. They're the worst people in the world. And they're sitting there, and the movie starts, and everyone was howling. And it's a film I think that it's okay to be interactive with a little bit.
Sure. What's great about this movie, the fourth one I wasn't the biggest fan of. The first and second one were my favorite. But it was great because Stephen Quayle is just brilliant.
He's the director.
And he worked alongside James Cameron on Avatar and Titanic, and he really has an eye for the effects and how it's going to be shot. I trusted him completely. But yeah, he had the idea of where it's going to go. So it's little pieces of different movies. And I loved it too because it's not like, here's a group of people, let's watch them die. Like you really see the relationships of people and they know each other and you kind of get, oh, okay, well she likes him and she's really honest and brutally honest and there's humor too, and it's not cheesy humor where it's like blood. Yeah. It's like there's dark humor to it. So it's really fun. And then again with Steven, and he really raised the bar as far as death sequences and just really even the beginning of the movie, with the names coming, it's just different and cool.
The opening credits are wicked.
So cool.
Yeah.
Opening sequence is awesome.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
And for me, it's so funny because we see you, and we see this in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. We see you with the laser treatment and sort of how horrible that is, and people go in different ways. The thing that made me the tensest, and you haven't seen the film yet, but
I did see the film. I didn't see it with an audience.
Oh, you saw it with an audience. Okay.
Yes.
The thumbtack or whatever is the screw on the balance board, because you just keep waiting for someone to. And I think it's because that could actually, it's unlikely that we're going to get killed with laser surgery or, but you could, and that could theoretically happen to you. You could step on a nail like that. And so because it feels much more real, for me, it's probably the least serious thing that happens in the movie. But for me, it's the thing I was the most squeamish about.
Well, that's what it is. That's like I said before, it's like you have whatever your fear is or whatever that's more realistic or whatever that you get squeamish, like that's going to freak you out the most. And people ask me, well, who do you think the best death is? Obviously, I'm saying mine. But it's like you just don't know. It's like it could be something as simple as the bridge and having a fear of heights, and it could be not that scary to someone, like just someone just fell, but it's that I hate heights, and that thought of and so the nail thing. Oh, I was squeamish with that too.
And it goes on for a while,
That's
right?
great.
And that's what the suspense is all about. And honestly, I was closing my, and I knew something horrific was going to happen. I mean, you're expecting it, but that I couldn't watch, and it was just the weirdest thing.
But I love that stuff because it is like it's like older movies where it's back in the day where it's like they really did suspense wonderfully. It's just you just are completely in it, so it's a great thing.
Yeah. That is our time.
Awesome, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
So much.
Richard Crouse.